Dig in there, dig in there, dig in there.
Hey Ryan, if you're talking, I can't hear you. I don't think anybody else can. There's a break little bit away.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just quiet as a mouse.
Okay. Okay. We got 24 seconds before we start.
Yeah, I'm just watching Storm go out. Storm's got a little bit of a push. She got a little bit of a push through here. You're gonna be punchy, then you're gonna sit in. You're gonna be punchy, then you're gonna sit in. Don't let anything ride up the road in here. Or at least you're gonna come around this little bit of a half turn, and then you're gonna come towards that sprint. There's no points in the sprint. Just sit on wheels, draft. You wanna be punchy, like I said, between 1.3 and 1.6. Ignite, make sure you have that hot start. It will spring out a little bit. The draft will be a little hot to begin with for you guys. Get through that neon banner and around that little bit of sharp turn, and then stay off the front. The thing is tricky here is, depending on the size of the group, Ignite has a bigger group, so you don't want to be hanging off the back here because there could be a stretch of 25, 30 meters with big packs in here. Do not hang off the back, all right? It's too much rider to come through. Again, there is no sprint points. You're going to get a draft van in here. Our whole thing is to try to get the riders to use draft vans when they're not supposed to. So people are going to get a draft through this banner here. We're going to get them to try to make them use it at 1.3 to 1.6 because they'll be off the back already. Right? RPMs are up in here. Storm, RPMs are up in here. Now 1.3, you're going to be punchy. So you might have to stand in here and do not come off at Storm until you hit 1.6. And then you're going to spin up your legs and you're going to flip into that harder gear into anything that is below -3. The percentage grade, -3. You will not feel resistance on your legs in here. You just get to ride in a harder gear with more power, 1450, and run down the road. Ignite, hang in that draft. You just close it up by the time you go through the sprint banner. Same thing, transition through past the sprint banner. Storm, punch up. You got to get up to 1.6. You should be all at the front through here. Get a little punchy. You want to ride over the top of the crust, Storm. And into the down. Once you start getting into the -3, that's when you want to flip to a little bit of a harder gear. You want to use anyone off the back in here to use their power up in here. It's all downhill. It's nothing that's abnormal for us. You can ride the downhill and you'll be able to settle in for a little bit. All right, Ignite, you're full go, full go, all the way up to 1.6. Stand and push up. Again, it's easier to dictate than to react in here. If you react in here, you're going to burn a lot more matches than you would be to dictate. Storm, once you get to the corner, you can sit right in again in here. Ladies, transition, Ignite, transition to the harder gear. Ride it downhill. Ride it downhill. This is where I got to see this afternoon. Some of the C group ladies, by the time we were 10 kilometers in, all our heart rates were around 160. A lot of the other riders were around 180. Blew them up early. Ignite all the way down to the corner in here. Your next effort is going to be in the arcade in here. All right, your arcade provides resistance of 2-3% in here. Riding on carpet, think about that, right? So that's going to happen around 4 or 5. It's very important as you approach the arcade, get the RPMs going, right? You want as much wattage in there. You want to be riding close to your FTP. It's going to string out in the arcade. And when you have all that speed and you have all that power and you hit that smooth road when you leave the arcade, it will stretch a bit. And some riders are going to have to get back on the back. Right now, it's all about just take a little bit of water, wipe your face, stay off the front, drop a little bit. Focus on good cadence in here. Again, a little reminder, don't hang off the back. You want to be very kind of in the middle in here, in the top third in here. Do not hang off the back. When we do use this van in here, reminder the van lasts 40 seconds. It's a huge advantage to use that van. We're going to wait a while to use it. Alright, we're going to be that arcade in here. Again, tuck up in there. Nothing's happening in this race. Stay off the front. You have to stay off the front. Enjoy the draft in here. The arcade goes 300 meters long. The typical roughly third stretch within 20 seconds. Full value. Full value. Storm, RPMs are up in here. Your wattage should be coming up in here. As soon as just before you enter that arcade in there, you're at or above your FTP here, and you at this point. Great job. Well done there, Storm. You're coming through in here. You're going to come up here and you're going to bank left. When you bank left in here, there's a lot of little ups and downs. There's a lot, little 3% up. There's lots of resistance in here. Make sure your cadence is good. All right, tap that left there, Storm. All right, you gotta watch from here. You gotta watch the stretch. Starting to fall a little bit apart. Riders starting to come off the back in here. Ladies, like I said, we're going to get to about the 10-kilometer mark in here, and you're going to see bits and pieces. You're going to see car parts starting to come off around some of these throats. Nuts and bolts and hubcaps, and they're going to be starting to drop off here a little bit here. This is where you gotta be focused. 7-7. 7-7 is pretty much a kilometer before we really head down. 7-7 is where you have to focus on those RPMs up, and you have to be riding your FTP. That's where you got to go to work at 7-7. There's a little 4% off. There's some down in there, and it'll lead you around into that hairpin and that long down in here. You got to be full value, 7-7. Should be RPM. That's where you get that engine bubbling. That's where you got to get the engine power going through here. You cannot wait until you get into the down. It has to happen early. Storm, you're here. 7-7. Get it going. Get it going. FTP into those pedals. Little drops go up at 8-1. At 8-2. You're going to come around there, and the drop zone begins. You're going to start to chase around that downhill. You're going to start to see that hairpin turn. After that hairpin turn, she runs downhill pretty quick. You got to get that FTP going at 7-7, ladies. When you start to see the mercy of the drop band, you're winning in here. This is where you really start to punch them in the throat. This is where we got questions down here this afternoon. Is this a B race or a C race in here? Put the hammer down. 7-7. Put it down. Make them burn their 40 seconds of their drop band that you're going to use on them later. Come on, Storm. Come on, Storm. Get around in here. You can see that hairpin turn, ladies. After that turn, it runs downhill. Again, when you see that -4, I want you to flip to that harder gear because you're already going to build those RPMs and you're going to start to chug down there. It becomes very hard to get back on the back in here. If you're riding all sorts of power with your gearing into that negative grade, no resistance on your legs. Hammer away into the harder gear. Storm, you're going to give 15 seconds here at the 9-kilometer mark in here. Give your best 15 seconds in here. Ignite, light it up. Look at that long lineup behind you. Get it going. Look at the mercies going on there, the drop band. Do not use your drop band. Look at them. Freaking out already in here. We're just riding downhill. That's what we do every Thursday. 9-kilometer mark in here, 15 hard seconds. You punch it out. You're responsible for punching it out in here. Up and out of your seats. Ignite, you're on your 9K. The next one will be 9-9. At 9-9, it's 20 seconds. Make them think about it. Look at all those drop bands. They're going to need that on the climb that they're throwing away right now. Because you believe they're using a power up into a downhill, ladies, just to hang on in here. 9-9, 20 seconds, full value. You got to hammer, you got to give what you got. Look at that, into the down. You should be chuckling to yourself here a little bit. Get it going, FTP. Remember, anything -3 or -4, you should be in that harder gear. There's no resistance on your legs riding downhill. Look at them, still flipping those. 9-9, Storm, 20 seconds. Boom, off you go. Dig as hard as you can go. 9-9, ignite. Let's get them to use the rest of those stupid power ups here into a downhill. Off you go. Find it somewhere. 20 hard. Look at them. Look at them. They're going to wish they kept that on the climb. Off you go, ladies. Keep hammering away in here.
Yes, I can see her. 'Cause every girl in there wanna be her. Oh, she's a diva.
All right, ladies. Great job again in here. Storm, you're going to be on here at 11. One more strong punch at 11. 15 seconds in here. Ignite, same thing in here. Get it rolling in here. Use the last bit of downhill in here. Up and out of your seat. This is your last bit for 20 seconds, then we're gonna drop. Alright, Storm here at 11, punch it hard, quick. Off you go now.
Yes, I can see it.
Out of the front here. Ignite, go for it. Ignite, up and out of your seat. You got a sweeping right hand turn, and then you're gonna get into another right hand turn. Right here, you're going to sweep right here, ignite here, and you're going to grab. While you stay in the top third. Storm, get off the front. Storm, get off the front. Drop. You're going to put this wood bridge in here. This wood bridge comes here at 11.9. 200 meters up into a 4%. I want you to draft that wood bridge. By the time you get to the crest of 16.1, I want you to be at the front at 16.1. Because we're going to hammer back down to the downhill on the backside of it. Use the draft up that wood bridge. 11.9, 16.1 is the top of that horseshoe. Again, transition, RPM, lots of power, and when we start to see the negative grade on the backside, transition a lot harder here at -4. Tighten up before 11.9 so you can use their draft. Use their draft. Come through them. We got all that beautiful draft around you. Come through them for the top. 16.1 is roughly going to be the top. It'll flatten out at about 0%. It'll be a little bit yellow, then 0. And you'll start to see negative on the back half. This is where you're going to see some people come off the back end here. Very important that you punch for 15 seconds here at the top of this. 12.1 is when you're going to start to hammer down in here. Start to hammer down, Storm, start to hammer down, ignite, go. You gotta go, you gotta start to build. By the time you hit that -3, -4, you're in that harder gear, and let's go for 15 seconds. Everyone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now you're going to use the draft from off the front. You're going to go around that start 10 in a different zone in here. And we have an exact kind of up coming in here. Let them drag you up around the corner. At the corner here, where it ends in here, that's the crest point. And I want another 15 seconds on the downhill backside. Exactly the same thing, a little bit shorter, and they're using power up in here. Do not use your power up. Use the draft up. Get to the corner here. And we're going to punch down. Everyone's going to punch down around that side for 15 large seconds in here. 1, 2, full value. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Look, you can still use power up in here. All right, tighten up in here and get off the front. Take a little bit of water. Take a little bit of water.
Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my words that I might reach you.
13.3, you're gonna have some negative grades. Increase your speed a little bit. Increase your speed. 14.6. 14.6 is where we're gonna start our ascent. All right. 1.4 kilometers long. Several level up. The hardest section is the first section. You're gonna have to ride from 14.6 to 15.2. This is the best time to use the draft of everyone in here. Alright, use the draft and be the most pumped in there in that first section, which is good. right? Especially those who have kept their power up before the top of this. Use the drop. Come around the corners. You have no steering in here, but you have your effort. Your effort drags you around those corners and gives you good position. 14.6 is where we go up. You have your hand dealt here, all right? Your hard work is paid off. You're warmed up. Take a little bit of water now in here. Wipe your face. Get adjusted in here. This is where kind of a different race happens a little bit through here again. Right, you've earned that 40-second effort through here now. You've earned that power up that you saved. When you do hit that 40 seconds, you hammer home. You use every bloody second of that. 14.6 is where we're gonna go up. RPM's up now. Start to build your RPM. Put them in the bank in here. Once you gotta start moving towards the front. If you start your climb at the front, you have a more forgiveness of draft. If you start at the back and start to ride away with you, you lose the draft. All right, you're on it here, ladies. 14.6 here at night, 14.6 here at storm. Let's go. RPMs are up in here. We got to make it to that first crest. You're fully dedicated. You can handle this up in here. 15.2. Got to get to 15.2. It's a quick level off in there. When you do reload in here, you've got to sit down and spin up your legs in there. Ramp up those RPMs as high as you can go. 15.2. Keep coming. Look, some people are using their power-ups in here, still ready. 15.2. You will get to sit down and you will get to spin up those legs in here. Come on, ladies, stay with it. All the way up. All the way up. Look at all those steps on the map above your name. There's lots of steps up here. A lot of level off in here. Not completely straight up in here. Punch. Stay with it. Punch. Stay with it. Punch. 15.2. That's that opportunity to sit down in there. Spin it up. You're going to see a white percentage here. It's going to be about 100 meters of change in here. So transition, you don't have much time to do it. Execution's got to be on point. Quickly, it's going to go down here. Quickly sit down. Spin it up here. Nice. Spin it up and ride to the front. Spin it up. Lots of power. Come on now. Spin it up. Spin it up. Spin it up. Come on, Heather Johnson, get back in there here. Come on, Michelle. Come on, Michelle. Come on, Michelle. Stand up when it goes up again here. Stand up and get right back in there. Punch again in here. Nothing is going to be stronger than the draft. If you two that try to get out of the way in here, the draft is going to be the strongest for everyone up here. Stand up again into the percentage in here. You're going to come across the wood bridge at 15.6.
Sex, drugs, ketamine, put the space inside of me. Sweat drips, dopamine, hardcore kick emergency.
15.6 when you're going to come across that wood bridge. After you come across that wood bridge, you have your last little up in here. You can determine when you want to use this power up in here. You're going to have 40 seconds. Crest is 16.1, sprint line is 16.3, sprint banner is 16.6. It's relatively flat with negative grade up top in here. If you're close enough towards the top in here, you use that power up in here. Once you crest your 16.1, you sit down and you ramp up that RPM as high as you can go. And you go to work in here. And don't be afraid to use that draft band. But come up out of your seat. Let's go in here. If you're going to use it, go to work in here. It's flat. It's negative grade in here. 16.3 is the banner, 16.6. It runs downhill at 16.8. You better be with it by 16.8. That's your kiss of death in there. Come on, ladies, full value, nice full value across there. You got that power up, crank it up in here. Up and out of your seat, up and out of your seat. I want you up and out of your seat so you throw yourself down in there at 16.8, into that down. Way to go here, Heather Johnson, JD in here. Michelle, let's go in here, ladies. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Great job in here. 16.8 when it's going down in here. Get your RPMs in check in here. Once you start to tip down, you must ride in the harder gear. You must. That will help your speed and power on the way down. That's it. Great job in here. Great job here, Maria. There we go. Caviel, let's start to ramp it up. Ramp it up. 16.8. If you see people using feathers around you, they've already used the power up from the top already. Once you start to tip down to 16.8, in that harder gear, your watch should be up and through the roof. This is where you can punish a few riders in here. This is where you can go. Ignite should be moving forward towards the front in there, starting to ramp it up through there. Now you're going to come around the corner at 17.8 from here. Once you get into 17.8, 17.9. After 17.9, we're going to go for 15 hard seconds. There's a little up through here. You got to punch it hard here for 15. Up and out of your seat. Ignite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Great job in here. Again, harder gear into that negative grade. Anything greater than -4. Storm coming around to 17.9. Up and out of your seats for 15 seconds in here. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Great job again. Get into that harder gear when you see -3 and ramp it up. Again, no resistance on your legs then. Once you're going to make a right hand turn around 18.9 in here, you're going to sit in here, you're going to draft a little bit. Get a little water, adjust yourself again. A little bit of an up at 19.1. You're going to push left at 19.7. Stay off the front at that point after 19, after you've made that right hand turn. Stay off the front. Just kind of just chill out, relax, get a little bit of water. Get those legs going. $19.7, you're going to go left. Push this 19.7 here. Now it really gets really tricky between 19.9 and 20.2. There's a little bit of an up. We got to kind of go around a tree in here. It's a little bit of a draggy up and around in here. Once you get to 20.2, You're gonna find some negative grade in here, but it's punchy. It's a little punchy effort around that tree. You might have to stand up in here and come up and around. 19.7 fading left. Here's Storm. Again, you're gonna have to punch at 19.9 to about 20.2, where it goes into that negative grade in here. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Here's your chance for a nice punch. Come up and around. 300 meters of a punch. You'll be rewarded with it downhill on that back half. You got to get to 20.2. You can see it on your map too in here. That's it. Really kind of ride towards the front. Push it out a bit. That's it. Keep going, Kathy. Keep going, Maria. Keep going, Kathy. There we go. Find that negative grade again. You can flip into that harder gear. All right, 21.4. Good challenge out of here. Nearly 2 kilometers up in here. There is some 5% in here. There is some up and down. You want to try to hold your feather as long as you can towards the top in here. The feather wasn't really helpful at the finish. For some rider, it was more of the assistance getting out of the climb was the most rewarding thing here. But you choose when you get to that situation how you want to use your power up. Going to happen at 21.4 is our start of the up. RPMs are going to be very important to get your butt up in here. Again, fully draftable. Fully draftable. Right? You don't have to be at the front. You can be sitting right there. Be patient. Pick your moment where you're going to go all in. Right? To finish this race, you might need your best 3 to 5 minutes of power in here. Right? Positioning matters the most. Again, you want kind of hanging towards the front because then you have a little bit more slide in the draft. Instead of hanging off the back, and slide off the back and draft is gone too. You're going to see all sorts of people try to use the feather in here. People are going to use it at different times in here. Sometimes, again, we're just using it because we're gassed already, right? It's going to be the stand-up, sit-down game in here. Right? You might have to stand into the 6% and then sit down into the white percentage in here. Sit down and rebuild your RPMs and then have to stand back up again in here. We've gone through this climbing technique so many times in here.
But there's a side to you that I never knew all the things you say they were never true in the games.
Don't let it run away in here. Don't let it go up the hill in here. Great job, Kathy. Great positioning in here, Maria. Again, that's going to happen with 21.4 as you're starting to climb out. Rachel, move up in there. Rachel, you got to move up a little bit. You got to move up. You have to tighten your draft slide. Rachel,
Speak from your heart.
you really got to go to work on that flat spot in here. That's where you got to rebuild your RPMs and try to come all the way through and give yourself more room to slide in that draft. Okay, Kathy, this is where you got to kind of punch it here, Maria. You got to get to that little level off first here. Try to get to that level off in here first. Figure eight has a little bit of flash, but it has some up in there. And it's soon as you do the figure eight, you're going to start to see people use the feather. Right? If they're using the feather before the figure eight, it's because they're gassed. You're going to be done your climbing at 23.5. 23.5 is when you're going to be done your climbing. But there's a little draggy bit up in there. 24.6 is the finish. Hang on there, guys. Hang on. You fight it off. Fight it off with all sorts of power. Fight it off. Fight it off. Fight it off. Use their drop. You gotta use their drop, okay? Kathy and Maria, you gotta move up in there a little bit. Maria, you gotta move up. You gotta move up. You gotta move up. Tonight, you gotta fight it off. This is where you gotta start to come towards the front. You gotta start to come towards the front. Tonight, come on, Ray. Come on. Come on, Maggie. Come on, Maggie. Maggie, go slip right through there. Stay patient. 23.5, you'll be done your climb. Kathy, I'll just hold those wheels. When you use that feather, you're full go with Maria. You're full go, Kathy. Ignite, keep moving forward. You gotta punch forward in here. Get up into that draft. Get up into the draft. 23.5. Quickly, how quickly you can transition. Beautiful, ladies. Keep coming. $23.5, you're done your climbing. Megan, just sit on her wheel. Sit right on her wheel. Let her drag you there. Sit right up on her wheel. There you go. There we go. There you go, Jill. Come on, Rachel. Come on. Start to squeeze through. Maggie, where are you? Stay patient, Megan. Stay patient. Stay patient. Spin up those legs in here. 22.5, you're done. You're climbing. The finish is at 24.6. So around 24.3. When it fades that road to the right in there, that's when it's going to be full value. Grab. Don't let her wheel go, Megan. Don't let her wheel go. You just sit there. Just sit there, Megan. Alright, Megan, start to ramp it up again. Start to apply the power. Start to apply the power. You're going to start to keep yourself through. Start to apply the power. There we go, ladies. As soon as you fade left, you're going to have to start to make a big push in here. All right, Megan. Now you're up and out of your seat. Off you go, Meg. Off you go. It's going to change all the way to the banner here. Take a push and pull. Dig, 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 dig. Up and out. Don't come off it. Don't come off it. Don't come off it. Come on. Come on, Ignite. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Come on, Kathy. Come on, Kathy. There you go. There you go, Kathy. Come on, girl. Come on. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Maria, you got to get up and out of your seat, Maria. Up and out. Up and out. Up and out. coming out of here. Keep climbing out. Come on, South, keep coming. Good job, JD. Beautiful, ladies. Keep coming here. All right, Heather, start to ramp it up in here. Get to the trees in here with Michelle. You're going to fade right in here. You're going to start to lean in the pedals in here. 24, 3. Start to come up and out of your feet at 24, 4. The banner's at 24, 6. You see the long banner in here. Up and out, Heather. Practice this. Hands in the drop. Come out of the seat here. Same with you, Michelle. Come on. Up and out all the way through.
Hi, Destiny.